In this video, we're going to be writing equations, and I'm going to show you two examples of how we can write equations. The first one is we're going to write an equation based off of a sentence. And then the second example, they give us the equation, we have to write in a sentence for that equation. So example one, we need to translate a sentence to an equation, and our example says, the square of g is the same as 2 times the difference of g and 10. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to work my way from left to right, and I'm going to write down what they're telling me, but using variables, operators, and numbers. So the first part says the square of g. So the square of g, I'm just going to write g, and then I have square, is the same as, so is the same as means equals, and then 2 times the difference of g and a number, or g and 10. So 2 times means I'm going to take 2 and I'm going to be multiplying it by a number. What is that number? The difference of g and 10. Difference means it's the answer to a subtraction problem. So I'm going to multiply 2 by the answer to a subtraction problem. So in parentheses, I'm going to have a subtraction problem. And what am I subtracting? G and 10. Now the order does matter here. So make sure it is G minus 10. If it was the difference of 10 and G, then I would put 10 minus G. So they're always going to put the correct the order in there. You would just have to keep it in there when you write your equation. So now my equation would be g squared equals 2 times g minus 10, which is pretty much the same as what I have written as a sentence. Our second example, we're going to write a sentence now from the equation. So there are more than one way of writing the sentence. I'm going to show you one way, and this would be like the easiest way of writing it. And I would just write it the way I say it. So here it says 2 times, so I'm going to write 2 times a number, and then I'm going to put x because that's the variable they're using, minus 10 is equal to 4. So that is one way of writing that sentence. If I wanted to write a different sentence but mean the same thing, I could use the same as what they did in the previous example, and I could say the difference of 2 times a number and 10 is the same as 4. Either way, you would still have the same equation for that sentence. So that's how you can write equations, both as an equation with numbers, operators, and symbols, as well as writing an equation in words.